Welcome to Ponzi Investments, Mrs. Potts.
Hello, Mr. Z. I have a substantial inheritance which I would like to invest.
Well, when you walked into the Ponzi office, you walked into the perfect place to take your money. I have a PhD.
What does that stand for?
Look at our sign. Piled high dollars.
Can you explain your investment strategy? I don't have much knowledge of probability or finance.
Well, we call ourselves the normal investors because our returns are normal. That makes the other companies abnormal.
I have heard of normal. Isn't it a continuous distribution? I thought discrete ones were better because they keep secrets. What is the difference?
Well, a continuous random variable is one that can take any real number in an interval. There are a lot of real numbers in an interval, too many in fact, to just add up their probabilities.
What do you mean? You can't add up the probability of points. You can always do that. That is why they invented calculators.
For a continuous distribution, we describe a distribution with a probability density function, f of x.
That is the probability of the value x, right? And to get the probability of an interval of values, I just add up the values of f of x over x in the interval.
Not exactly. F of x tells us something about the probability of intervals around the value x. Let me start with something you learned in school, the concept of the area. What is the area of a unit square?
Well, it is base times height, of course. 1 times 1. That is 1.
Right. And what is the area immediately above a single point x? For example, 1/2.
Well, I guess the point is like my late husband. It is skinny. It has no width. So base times height is 0 times 1. 0?
Is that true for all points?
Yes, I guess so. They are all skinny and have width 0.
And if I add up a countable number of zeros, what do I get?
Not much. You get 0.
In fact, this is why calculus is needed for integration and here in probability.
Oh no. I was mostly knitting and passing notes to my boyfriend when I took calculus. Isaac Newton was a very boring prof. So I don't remember much. There was a funny snake. Like a stretch test. But don't worry, we broke up. My boyfriend, not the snake.
So what do we do? How do we get the area under a curve?
Oh, I know. I was awake that day. A word. The opposite of discriminate.
Close enough. We integrate. That is how we obtain the probability of an intervals for continuous distributions. We integrate the probability density function over that interval.
I heard that there is only one continuous distribution that anyone uses. It is called normal. Everything else is weird.
Well, that is almost true. We use the normal distribution here to model the distribution of returns.
Is a return what happens when you buy prune juice and it is bad?
No, it is how much you make or lose as a fraction of your investment. And our returns are normally distributed. So if you deposit $100 at Ponzi Investments, and after a month your investment is worth $106, then your return is 6%.
Will I always get 6% then?
No, it depends on many things like the economy and how many other investors there are. Your return is a random variable.
With a normal distribution, do I need to know the parameters?
Not to worry, the variance is quite large.
What about the expected value?
Well, let's say the expected value is 10 and the standard deviation is 5. I am not saying that it is. Let's just say it.
Then what is the probability my return is more than 15%?
This is the probability that a normal random variable is more than one standard deviation above its expected value. 1 minus the probability it is less. From a normal table, this is 1 minus 0.69146, and that equals 0.30864. More than 30%.
And the probability that I lose money?
Well, 0 is 2 standard deviations away from the mean mu. It is the probability of being 2 or more standard deviations below mu. You can see from the probability density function that that is very small, only about 2.3%.
Well, that's wonderful, Mr. Z.
And we have some very talented analysts to tell us the best time to buy or sell. This is the analyst of the Year Award winner.
You have convinced me, Mr. Z. My cats and I are ready to invest. We will invest $100,000 and see how much you can make for us.
That is wonderful. $100,000.
No, francs. My husband lived in Rwanda.
Oh, let me see how much 100,000 francs are in US dollars. It seems that works out to $91.28. Mrs. Potts, that is almost enough to keep you and your cat in litter for a month.
Well, my cats and I will be grateful, Mr. Z.
I really must go. I think I have an appointment with one of your cats next.